Hello Gundam fans and welcome back to another model kit review video. This is going to be the real grade Gundam Exia. This is going to be a kit from Double O, a series that if you've watched my channel, I probably just barely finished up I've just barely finished up season 1. I'm in the middle of season 2 right now, and let me just say this kit is one badass kit. It looks phenomenal, and I'll get to the rating system and actually give it a rating. It poses pretty well. It's overall just a beast of a Gundam. Whoever came up with the design, kudos on you, because that design is also pretty badass. Anyway, though, let's go ahead and get into this review right here, and let's see if we made Setsuna proud today. All right, and this is everything that comes in the box of the Exia, the real grade Exia. So you got your Gundam, your manual, which is the nice, pretty real grade manuals. You have several beam saber effect cards. They're hard for me to pick up, so I'll try to pick them up. But these ones are a little bit different than most. They're flat, so it's really easy to tell the difference between this and like any other real grade or high grade, unless it's another Exia or a Riser. Because they're nice and flat, different. You got a short pair and a long pair, as you've just seen. And then, of course, this kit actually, they started getting hands for real grades. Multiple, to be exact. So you have 2 grabby hands. And then you have regular, what comes off the runners, or off the frame sheet. You have these hands as well. The other one's on him right now because I just neutral posed for my shelf. You do get the real grade hands on these, which again, I don't know where the other one of these are, but garbage hands. Next, you do get a minifig. Can't remember this came with the Exia or the Riser, but they both come with minifigs. So there's a tiny Setsuna. And then, I think I lost the other one, but there should be 2 of these. And these will go in the palms of the hand so that the beam sabers can kind of connect. Because the thing about the Exia, it has multiple beam sabers on it, but this one's to hold specifically in the hand, so whenever you get it in, I'll use the shitty hand, because so the one you have available, it could just clip in, so it's a bit different than his other one, so yeah, it'll kind of clip in there, which sucks, because fuck those hands. So, alright, let's get into the actual kit itself. So he does come with his handy-dandy shield. Again, this one is top coated. I messed up on the top coat on this one, but that's fine because I don't talk often, so eye is bad, so it kind of thickened things up. So they're a little stiffer than they normally would be. So he does have 2 swords because this kit is fully loaded with melee weapons. Like I said, this shouldn't be this hard to pull off, but I messed up on the top coat and made certain parts a little too thick. Yeah, see, it broke that actual piece because it's just so shoved in there. So yeah, it's fine. I didn't break it, it just made it really, it made it rough, to say the least, so. I'm like, where the hell did this piece go? Confusion. This kit isn't a bad kit, it's just I'm confused on a lot of it because it's different. There we go. Alright, back to it. So yeah, these should come off. It's just being difficult. Because like I said, I did mess up on the top coat and it didn't stay very well for these pieces. But they should come right off. Oof. Just like that one. Now the other one should have come off just like it, so. He does fall apart sometimes, but that's again, what are you gonna expect with real grades? The sword does come off. And what's neat about this sword is, just like in the anime, it can fully extend. Looks fantastic though. Okay, so let's get to the articulation since can't really pull that off. Oh yeah, it just breaks. Cool. That's fine. It'll get glued back together. Alright, so yep, here's the kit itself. The feet do have a bunch of movement actually, because you got 2 different points on the actual foot. And then you have, it does go up and down. It does have a bit of side to side. Like I said, the top coat kind of messed up some things. I meant to take some things off, but I didn't, and that was stupid and my fault. And then it does get a nice bend right there. The other issue with the top coat is I couldn't remove these, so they kind of got, so I have to go polish them. It does have some nice foil stickers in there for the actual foil bits. The skirt does go up and down, leg side to side. Doesn't have a whole lot of kicking forward or backwards on this kit, I do have to say that. And then, of course, this kit is fully loaded with beam sabers, but these pieces do move around a bit. You can pull them off and put them back on. And that's pretty much it for the lower half. Let's get to the upper. This kit doesn't have much of an ab crunch at all. It doesn't really move much. It looks good, don't get me wrong, this kit looks fantastic. The arms are pretty decent for their articulation. They do definitely move in like so. Hands are on a ball joint so they can spin around side to side, kind of get where you want to be, so whenever you do have these in a grabbing position they can be maneuvered. And then it's a real grade, so it's a little bit stiff on the frame, but there you go. For his arm, you can spin it all the way around too. You do get some pieces for in here, which do move accordingly if you need them to. And then an opening cockpit, which no one's in there. Sorry, there's no sets in there. These pieces on the side do come up. Like so. And then the head does have a little bit of movement, not much. That's about what you're going to get. Then we're going to the back side. Same thing back here. These do come off and they go back on. And then what's really neat here is you can pull out the GN drive here to give it some cool effects. And of course there is a green piece in there that's really hard to see, but yes, there's a green piece in there. And that's it for everything that comes in the box. Alright, that's going to be the end of the real grade Gundam Exia. So, like I said, from the beginning of the video till now, let's go ahead and get into that rating system. So, when it comes to articulation and posability of this kit gets a solid 9 out of 10. It poses well. It has really good articulation. I think it's more the posing. It just looks so good in a pose. Like, you can pose this thing in the dorkiest pose and somehow it would be badass. So the articulation portion is a little less, but the thing carrying it is, once you get it in that position, that pose phenomenal. Now when it comes to how it looks on your shelf there, let's go and talk about that a little bit. That's going to be a solid 8 out of 10 too. This kit just looks so good. Like, it's phenomenal. It definitely lives up to the real grade standards of what they wanted to do. Now, we're going to have to talk about that buildability, because this is where it's going to lack points. When it comes to the buildability of this kit, it definitely is a real grade. So it suffers from a lot of the real grade stuff. So having that inner frame, all the way down to the joints being a little loose. Like I said, the articulation's great, the posability is great, but how long is it going to stand in that? It's a real grade. Buildability-wise, this kit I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10, because as it was fun at points, every time you put together part of that real grade, because it does have a unique build for the inner frame, you kind of go, oh, this is going to fall. This is going to, loosen up over time. Oh, this piece is going to... Every time you put something together... But it is starting to go in the right direction. So you know what? I'm going to raise that. I'm going to say it's a 7 out of 10. It's not the worst. It's definitely not the best real grade. But it does have a nice frame for it. So I know some of these I set the bar high. But I'm reviewing the kit as a whole. And out of all the stuff I've built, that's how I do my ratings. So anyway though, that's going to be it on this one. If you haven't yet, please slash that subscribe button. Go check out other content I have. Until the next video, I'm out.